Hello, everyone. Welcome back to, well, not welcome back. Welcome to the first of the Autism Awareness Month reunion episodes. And today we're joined with some really good people. And without further ado, I'm going to let them introduce themselves again. You probably know most of them who've been on for this month. So Jen, I'm going to start with you. If you could just do a little introduction of yourself again.
Yes, I'm Jen Slaton, and I'm a psychotherapist and coach, and I specialize in autism. And just real briefly, I come from a neurodiverse family that no one was ever diagnosed. So I really am a big advocate for understanding our differences in our brains and how they're wired, and among other things that I do.
Yeah, like it was your first time, I think, on a podcast, wasn't it, Jen?
Second time.
Oh, second time. Second time. Well, thank you for coming to join us again.
Thank you.
Because it was really nice, and we said we're going to be doing a live next month, so I look forward to that.
Yes, I do a series of lives on Wednesdays, and we have guests that are parents or autistic adults that talk about the experience of autism and what it feels like and what the issues are. So it's been really, I think, well received and really validating for people to realize they're not alone. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good, like lives on Instagram. I think I did one the other day. I don't do them often, like, but they are fun. Like I think Omer, who we're going to speak to next, he did one yesterday, I believe. So they are a good way of communicating to people from different countries as well.
Yes, that's so amazing, the international community by being on social media. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll come back to you, Jen. We're just going to get through everyone's introductions, and then we can all have a good group talk together.
All right. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time today, but I'll stay as long as I can.
Okay. Yeah, but that'd be great. I'm you're next.
Hi, so happy to be back. And yes, I did have my second ever live yesterday. We were talking about kids in foster care, and it was very, very interesting. And actually with you as my first being in a podcast, it's my second time again with you. So it's very, very cool.
Yeah.
So my name is Omer. I'm a fifth-year medical student studying in the Czech Republic. And we connected because of my Instagram/Facebook page, Diverse MedEd, where I'm aiming to educate medical providers and patients, because I think it's also relevant to the patients themselves. I talk about a wide range of diverse patients and how we as medical providers can interact better and treat better those patients, because we don't really learn or hear about diverse patients in medical schools or later in the hospitals even. And until then, I think it's also really relevant for the patients themselves to understand how they deserve to be interacted and treated by us healthcare workers.
Yeah, I think it's good that it's important way people like come across to you, isn't it? Like they understand like how they want to be looked at and stuff. So I think it's really good what you're doing.
Thanks.
Yeah, and well done on your live yesterday.
Thank you. It's still really scary. It was my first time initiating a live, so I was freaking out with all the buttons on the phone, but it'll be easier hopefully next time.
Yep, I've only done a couple of lives. People organise it with me, so I don't really do it myself. So it's hard, isn't it, to organise stuff?
So hard. Social media is a lot of work.
Yep, I say that, and we're all here, so I must have done something right. So thanks, Omer. We'll come back to you in a minute, but we'll move on to the next person. All right, Jack, you're next on my screen.
Amazing. Okay, so my name is Jack Minton. I was recently on Mason's podcast a few days back. The video is also on YouTube if you want to see it. But I am a neurodiverse actor based in Hertfordshire, and I made my professional acting debut 6 months ago on a Netflix production. The film is called I Used to Be Famous, and it will be out sometime this year. So I hope everybody updates their Netflix subscriptions. And if you're foreign, if you're foreign and you can't get UK Netflix, sign up to VPN so you can watch me on your living room screen.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing that, Jack, because yeah, we can't. It's very like when you're an actor, you can't discuss everything, can you?
No, you can't.
Yeah, you have to be really secretive. like you can't tell everyone the information.
Right.
Which I suppose can be really hard.
Well, yeah. I know. Yeah, the shame that we couldn't share that that video that that special actress shown to you, and that really sucks. But apart from that, other than doing a disgustingly selfish self-promotion that I just did, like a horrible trailer, I will yeah, I'm all happy to discuss autism and how it affects and cherishes people, and yeah, I'm just here for the discussion, really, more than anything. So
yeah, well, thanks for coming back, Jack, because it's nice to have you back, and yeah, I look forward to like speaking to you in a minute as well. So Michael, you're next on my screen. Say a little bit who you are.
Hi everyone. So I was on the 11th episode of Mason's podcast. So I am a singer-songwriter, mainly from Jonathan in Newman, also a YouTuber, podcaster, and I'm also, speaking of lives, actually, I do an Instagram live interview series, which Mason was actually a guest on the other day. And I actually have a song, and I'm autistic, and I actually have a new song out called Awesome Autism, which is like telling my story of autism. And yeah, that's basically me.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming back, Michael. Yep, yeah, I remember that the other day. It was thanks for having me on.
No problem.
Like I don't do lives often. I think last one I did was before that would have been December last year. So yeah,
Well, I feel honoured to be the first one. Well, to be your first one of this year. So
yeah, and then I think Jen will be my next one next month. So there we go. Well, thanks, Michael. I suppose you'll be a better singer than me because I can't sing. I don't know. Can anyone else here sing? Anyone else here sing?
I'm actually taking private tuition. I started 2 months ago, so if that counts. But yeah, just don't ask for a key because yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay. It's good to know we have some singers here today. So Kitty, you're next on my screen. So just say a little bit about who you are.
Of course, thanks for having me. It's great to be back. Hi everyone. My name's Kitty, and I have got autism and hypermobility. And of course, I went to the same school as Mason, Marketfield School. So me and Mason know each other for quite a while. And to be fair, it was my first ever podcast. So it was kind of nervous for me because normally I don't like talking about my feelings a lot, but talking about them just made me feel like, oh, I could talk to people about my feelings, I can trust people and stuff like that. So I got diagnosed when I was 4 years old, and to be fair, I got to admit, the doctors thought I was deaf because of how quiet I was. So yeah, it's really great to be back, and like talking to Mason was amazing, talking about like how I coped at mainstream school. Then I moved to a special needs school.
Yeah.
And it was great to talk about it and like how my life went through, because I didn't cope that great at mainstream, as I felt completely different to everyone, because people know me as like the quiet kid because I was like really quiet, didn't want to talk or anything, and I didn't have much friends as I I struggle to communicate. Like sometimes I stutter when I speak because like it depends like how nervous I really get. But like as I grew up, it's improved really well. And but like what I said, talking to Mason about was great, and it's great to be back with you guys. And yeah.
It's nice to have you back, Kitty, because like you say, we've known each other ages, and like it was nice to have you. I'll speak to you again because it's since like ages since we last did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think Jack, you're up there with the people that I know quite a long time as well. So me and Jack have known each other for ages as well. So it's nice to have you two back as well, because out of the UK guys, it's nice to have some long-term people. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I missed Kitty, obviously, because I probably left school by then. But it's also quite interesting because I didn't transition from a mainstream to a SEN school like a lot of children did. I went straight into SEN, and I actually have a story about how Mr. Smith accepted my how he enrolled me in the school, actually, if you want to hear it at some point or now after the introduction. So
like Mr. Smith's great, isn't he?
Oh, he's amazing. That man has helped me so much.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Great of him being here. Is just a pity he supports West Ham. I'm not going to say that for you, Kitty, because you like West Ham as well.
I'm a West Ham supporter. Yeah.
Well, if I was a football supporter, I would not be blowing his bubbles. But
yeah. Well, Shaun, you're next. So do you want to say a little bit who you are?
Yeah, my name's Shaun Newman. I've got a daughter, Rosie, who's 10. She was diagnosed with autism when she was 6. So we're sort of worried about where she's going to go next, really, in school. She's in mainstream at the moment. So, yeah, but she's coming up to senior school quite shortly. So, lots going on at the moment, trying to find out where the best place is for her.
It goes fast, doesn't it, the year?
Very fast, very fast, especially the last few years.
Yeah.
Gone very fast. But
I can't believe it's April already, so it's gone really fast.
That's right. It's my second podcast, isn't it? So I done one with you last month.
Yep.
She put on Facebook today.
Yep. Shaun's episode went out today as we're recording this, so he's and Rosie's, so
and Rosie's as well.
Yep. First time in Shaun and Rosie's went out both on the same day, so that's been the first time this month 2 episodes went out on the same day. So that's pretty good. And
it goes to show her confidence that she's gained for the fact that she's done it as well. Because she definitely would have done that a few years ago. So, she's gained a lot of confidence through, talking to yourself, Mason, and the Multi-Schools Council as well. Yeah.
I think, I think that was Rosie's first one on her own as well, wasn't it?
Yes, I don't think my wife was with her. I wasn't. I don't think my wife was there either. I'm looking forward to listening to it.
It'd be a good episode. Went out early this morning actually, so I have lots of time to listen to it. Yeah. So next we have Lee, but for everyone here, as well, the people here today will know that Lee can't talk because I think for his microphone. And what Lee does, he is he helps me quite a lot. And what Lee can do, if he wants to talk, he can talk in the chat box, and I can let everyone know what he's saying.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, no, I can hear Lee now. Here he is. You can introduce yourself.
Great timing.
I managed to change the phone device. I nicked my fiance's phone, so.
Oh, there you go.
Where are we? What are we up to?
Well, we're up to you actually, Lee. So all you have to do is just introduce yourself, what you do a little bit, and that jazz.
Okay. Well, I work at a football club in England, so I think most of you on here are from England, but Omer might not know Ipswich Town Football Club. But that's where I am. I'm at ITFC. I'm the club's disability liaison officer. Been there for 3 or 4 seasons now, since 2018. Very, very good job, very enjoyable role. And probably the main part of my role is to make the club as accessible as possible. So that's working with all disabilities on all spectrums. Obviously, the autism spectrum is quite wide, and that's the case for a lot of other disabilities as well. So a very interesting job, very satisfying, very rewarding. And although coming into the role with quite a lot of experience and knowledge, if you like, I've learned a lot in my time there as well, and helping supporters like Mason and Mason's mum, who like a lot of other carers and support and personal assistants, they give you a lot of information about what would work for each person. Obviously, everyone has their own separate needs. So it's been nice to engage with those people and deliver a successful service. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming again, Lee.
No problem.
Yeah, because Lee's very helpful, and I think we in our episode, which is as we're recording today, when this episode does go out, it will be out. But as we're recording, it hasn't gone out yet. So unfortunately, to everyone here, you can't listen to these episodes yet. But his will be right at the end of Awareness Month, which is it's quite good. But yeah, we talked about sensory rooms, didn't we? Like having sensory rooms at football clubs.
Yeah, sensory rooms, and since our conversation, things have moved on quite quickly. So we're in a position to really make some real good strides forward in the summer to hopefully launch something for the start of the season. But we identify how how important they are to our fan base that would need something like that. So we're very keen on rolling that out very soon and having that accessible and available to our fan base. The demand is there. We'll meet that demand very easily. So yeah, very exciting. And off the back of the developments this week, it's sped up quite quick. So yeah, fingers crossed. It could be something else that I could share with you for sure, Mason. I'm sure, and anyone else that might be interested.
Yeah, I look forward to that, because like we said about like getting involved and like helping out with that. So I just let me know, Lee, because it is something that I'll be interested in. And if anyone, I know Shaun, you're an Ipswich fan.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we'd be definitely interested. Yeah, a sensory room sounds great. A great idea.
Yeah, something that when I got into the role, it was quite clear that you could identify where the club maybe weren't providing what they maybe should be. Certainly in this day and age, we should be very accessible to everyone, very inclusive. And I think with the change of ownership and obviously with Mark and the rest that have come in, it's clear that they want to engage with all of the community. And that makes my life far much more easier at Ipswich Town, because that's what I want to do. So they're kind of giving me license to do that. So sensory room is a massive thing that hopefully we can deliver for the first game of the new season, which is, well, it'll be here soon. It'll be the end of July. So yeah, fingers crossed. So yeah, contact me if you want an update, or if you've seen that it's available, and we can look to get you involved.
Yeah.
You say you've got a daughter, Shaun, that...
Yes, yeah, my daughter. Yeah, I mean, she's been, I've taken her to 2 games now. One was a few years ago. And then we went last month to the Lincoln game. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think although she was absolutely fine during the game, there might be another time where she might need a bit of a break from it or something like that, and if that's sort of that's a great idea, I think, really, to have a sensory room. I mean, would that be more, I suppose, before the match and after, or would it be at any time?
No, I mean, I'd like to offer it, pre-match, and then all the way up to, when the game is over, and then any time in between, really. It can be a moment, you can go there for a moment to get some time out. We're hoping to have, sadly, where the room that we've got in mind isn't in view of the pitch. So we'd have a live feed going in. So it probably is a chance to come away from that huge wave of atmosphere that can develop in the stadium. You can still be at the ground, you can still enjoy the game. You can obviously still be with your family, but you're somewhere where you can maybe desensitize a little bit, settle down. The game would be on a telly, you know, on a wall. So yeah, still, you're still part of the game, you're still part of the match day experience, and that's very important.
Yeah, no, it sounds great.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah, I think that would be good, and like I think for all football grounds should like take root of Ipswich, because they got some new good owners, I think, Lee, don't they now? Like who are like take good care of the club, and I knew like the new boss now, who's done well since he's come in.
Yeah, a lot of good changes. It did need the change. To be fair, when I got the role, there was things in place which were working well. I've been able to just add to that. But yeah, just from the outset, we had to be a lot more inclusive than what we were. So yeah, it's nice now to have that opportunity to deliver a lot more in the coming seasons.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that, Lee. Is it like we'll come back to you in a minute, like in a bit. But thanks for your introduction. Jen, just before you go, is there anything else that you'd like to say about like what you do to everyone listening and watching?
Well, I've worked, excuse me, I've been working with autistic kids and adults for several decades, and I have worked actually in the family home doing hands-on teaching and parent training. So I've just worked with such a range of kids, and I've also in counseling, I worked with a lot of adults, and I think the emotional mental health needs are primary. And a lot of times in the US, the focus is on changing behavior, regardless of how somebody feels. And to me, that can be traumatizing to kids if you're not acknowledging their emotional experience and what their needs are. So it's just a really strong advocacy, I guess I would say, that I do for helping people understand that, like, for example, a kid in school, the school is pressuring the child to keep up academically, and the parents are pressuring the kid with homework, and the child's getting more and more stressed and having meltdowns, and yet I want them to be able to go to the next grade. And to me, that's secondary to excuse me, somebody's mental health, because if they get through high school and they're an emotional wreck and traumatized, that affects them for most of their life. So sorry.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us know. Thanks for coming today, because I know you've got to head off, but we'll be in touch, and at the end, once this is out, everyone will have links to each other, so you can contact each other if you want. So
fantastic. Well, thank you so much for having me, and it was so nice to meet everybody. And we will be in touch.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Omer, let's go back to you. If you can maybe, because I think, just say a little bit more about what you do to us all.
Yeah, for sure. So I actually started this project, Diverse Med Ed, in January, but I've been researching about different patients for over a year before that. I started during COVID after I attended this webinar by a company called Osmosis, where they educate medical students and nursing students. And they brought this lady with partial hearing loss. and she sent us a video beforehand. And that video had no subtitles, and someone with partial or complete hearing loss will speak differently than what we are used to, of course. And for me, it was a shock. So I was happy that we had the video beforehand, so I can kind of train my ear into focusing on what she's saying and not freaking out that I can't understand her as easily as someone else. And that led me to realize that if a patient like that or any other different patient than what I'm used to, or someone like me, let's say, would come to me, I might focus on not being sure how to interact, what to say, how to talk, or even medical stuff that might be more, we might see more in those types than in others. So I started researching, because in universities and hospitals later and clinics, we don't really learn or focus on the different types of patients. And I started looking up for info. And that's what I do. So I focus on the interaction part, but also medical relevant things that might appear more in each group of patients.
Yeah, I think it sounds good, because it's important for people to come across and appropriately, don't they, like understanding as well. Yeah. So to everyone, while we're talking to people, like, anyone can butt in if they want to say something. But I was going to go, Jack, I'll go back to you. Could you just talk to us about, like with being an actor, like maybe how other people can get into acting, maybe, because it is maybe a hard thing. It's hard to do acting, isn't it? Like remembering the lines and acting it out.
Yeah, it's definitely an occupation that requires multitasking and preparation. What I would say to someone, regardless of having autism or any other disability, or whether they're non-neurodiverse, I would say that the best thing that you can do is get into community theatre. One, because it's usually not very expensive. Two, it gives you they give you tactics usually on how to learn lines and how to really sort of prepare, and you have help as well. And usually it's in a group with people who are similar to your age if you're a young adult or a teenager. And not also that, I would say the other thing to do is to get, if you can afford it, get private tuition, get an acting coach, because they're going to really teach you the technique and the different types of how you can learn and get into the nitty-gritty of acting, and not just to the point where you're doing it for pretend, but you're actually feeling in imaginary circumstances, because that's what acting, if I put it in one blunt statement, I would say that acting is being real in an imaginary circumstance. I can't remember who said that, unfortunately, but that's what I would say for somebody who's trying to get into it. The way how I got into it, I got literally the Cinderella version. So, yeah, literally, except I wasn't cool enough to have a glass slipper. But the point is I got into it because my sister tagged me on Facebook in a casting call, which is like, it's almost like on like a job, what do you call it? You know, like yeah, precisely. Yeah, thank you. And so I auditioned. So I read the scripts, but they emailed me. I did the audition. I didn't get it. 3 months later, they said, we need you to audition for this role. Come up to Leicester Square, which is in central London, and audition for this role. I did. 3 days later, they called me and say, you start next Friday. And I didn't know who they were talking to. No, but I was gobsmacked in that respect. But to relay just one more time, get into your local community theatre. It gives you experience, it gives you technique, and it also adds credits to your resume, which, if you don't know what that is literally a portfolio. And I would also suggest you get a private tutor if you can afford it or your parents can afford it. And if you really want to go out, I would suggest going to drama school when you feel like you've got enough experience in the community theatre and stuff like that. And then along the way, you get professional headshots done, which are photos from your shoulders, chest area to your forehead. And then you build up your resume through different works. And eventually, if you're lucky, you can get an agent, and then they can submit you themselves for very high-end professional work. So that's what I would recommend, regardless of whether somebody was disabled or not.
Yeah, well, thanks for that, Jack. It's really good information for anyone here who wants to do acting, or anyone listening who wants to do acting, because I think acting is a good thing to do. I think we all act in life anyway, don't we, somewhere or another?
Yeah, that is actually true.
Yeah. Michael, you had your hand up. What was you going to say?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. Well, one thing I forgot to say, actually, well, I know, Mason, you know, well, like Jack, when I was listening to you, because I'm a performing arts student, obviously, which involves mainly acting as well as singing. And I just wanted to add on what you said, which is really good. And I think, to add on to what you said, for anyone who really wants to get into acting, obviously, you know, go into drama school. But I think I'm doing performing arts. I'm in my second year, and I absolutely love it. And there's so many different, our course is very diverse. There's so many different people. There's people with autism and so many other disabilities. We've got some students in wheelchairs. We've got so many different people, and and I think, you know, if you want to, obviously, you know, education-wise, do acting or, you know, community theatre, like you said, you know, do drama in school, and then obviously then, you know, when you're going to college, uni, you know, do a certain course or degree that obviously, you know, help. And to be honest, I think performing arts or community theatre, which has been recommended to me after I leave college, and I think it's a really good experience, because my experience, as I was telling you, Mason, I know on the episode I did with you, I really loved in performing arts. I fell in love with it through a SATD group, and then obviously doing it at college, it's just really helped with, and I suppose, Jack, you probably do this, but I think the acting and the performing arts, and obviously, you know, whatever theatre thing it is, it's really helped my confidence, and you know, you get to meet so many amazing people, and there's a lot of other people on the course that have autism or ADHD or OCD or disabled in other ways, and it's just really nice to be able to get them involved in that personally, but also professionally. So, you know, whether all of acting or singing or dancing or performing in general. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say.
But thank you for sharing that, Michael, because it just leads on to what Jack was saying. That I've done drama as well when I was at school. But Kitty, when do they still do drama, at college and school?
To be fair, at school I did a lot of drama, which, to be fair, I really enjoyed it. Was always a massive fan of drama. At college, we do it, just not so much now. At the moment, at college, I go to Markerfield College. We're looking into Blood Brothers, which I'm really enjoying it at the moment. And at school, we learn all sorts of stuff like Oliver, West Side Story. And it was really interesting to learn about it, and acting out as well. So yeah, I've always been a massive fan of drama.
Yeah. Drama is really fun, isn't it? But acting someone that you're not actually in real life, so it is pretty fun. Does anyone here, because you see acting all the time when you watch telly, don't you? Does anyone here have any favourite programmes that they watch, day to day, or just they like watching it?
There's a bit of acting on the football pitches, mate.
Yeah.
Sure there is.
Yeah, a bit too much sometimes. There was on Tuesday night.
They're basically getting their scuba diving lessons already.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Like Shaun and Lee, what's your opinions on VAR? Because in League One, Ipswich don't have VAR. So do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Probably a good thing.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it really.
No.
There has been some decisions made, or calls, if you like, that have been correct and have been helpful within, the game and the moment. But some of it takes so long. Some of the calls are ridiculous. The offsides are like a hair's width. It's a bit too much for me.
I'd agree.
I'm glad it's not in League One. Although, having said that, if it was in League One, I think Town might have a few more points and would maybe be in the playoffs. Because we've had some awful referees down here, and some of their decisions could be overturned. But I suppose in time it'll be a good thing in football. I suppose it's something we're going to have to get used to. I don't think they'll scrap it. But that's its own drama in itself, isn't it? VAR on a Saturday afternoon, and
needs a lot of refining, I think, doesn't it? It needs a lot of, especially the offside, because
it does. It's ridiculous how much that's called. You just need people in there that have played the game and have won stuff and been in relegation battles that can make those calls, that they know what it means and the importance of getting it right for clubs. If you're staying up, or if you're in a battle to stay up and a call goes against you and it relegates you, so I think it'll improve in time. I'm glad it's not in the lower leagues. It's nice watching those games in the lower leagues, that they score a goal and that's it. They've probably got to look for maybe the linesman's flag, but that's it. They can celebrate, they can enjoy the goal, the supporters can enjoy the goal more.
Definitely.
VAR in the Premier League, you're scoring goals, you could score from 30 yards out, get it in the top corner, but you're still waiting for the call to be pulling it back, and it's
and it might not even be anything to do with you as well, mightn't it? It might be something that happened the play before or something like that.
Exactly. And I see why they have it. It needs to be used, far more effectively and correctly. But like I say, a drama in itself, a bit like what some of the guys have spoke about. Probably not as interested in what some of the other guys on here are doing, drama-wise and performing arts. Just on that, just really interested in listening to everyone on here with what they do and how they get on, doing it. It's great that the world, in many aspects, is becoming far more accessible, and opportunity is there for nearly everyone, which is great. So it's nice to hear that it's far and wide, and people are getting opportunity at the very least to do something they want to do and enjoy, and it's great. And I think from what I've heard from Jen and Omer and everyone else that spoke so far, I think it's that communication is obviously key, and once you can get your point across and maybe express yourself and get out there what little help you might need for you to then progress, and I think it's brilliant to hear that people are listening and people are helping, and as I say, communication is a massive thing, and definitely something I've learned in the last few years being at Portman Road, but beyond that, in my previous roles, it's sometimes taken for granted. So no, it's good to hear what's going on. It's interesting. So well done all of you that are getting on and expressing yourselves and enjoying your lives. It's brilliant.
Well, thanks, Lee.
Well done, you.
I agree with like what you're saying about the acting with the football. And I remember a game. I always, when it's just played Wickham in League One, I always don't like that game, because I remember one season Ipswich should have won that match because of the referee, and we scored the goal, and the ref like even the Ipswich players saw it went over the line, and then they didn't do it because there was no VAR. So, like you say, some reasons VAR is a good thing, but most of the time it is quite bad.
Yeah, but those decisions sometimes make the game, don't they? You know, a talking point. Obviously, you've got sets of supporters. One of the sets of fans are going to be, you know, bearing the brunt of the decision. You know, I always think about the World Cup '66 goal, the one off the bar, and does it go over the line? That's still talked about, and it's still, even though England won the World Cup, was it over? You know, I just like all of that. It's, you know, and even since then we had, I don't know if anyone remembers or even really cares, but when Frank Lampard scored, it hit the line, hit the bar, went over.
Yeah, that was 2 yards over, wasn't it? Probably
2 yards over, comes back out with a goal somehow. It's crazy. I think Germany.
Much difference, really, would it?
I think Germany they run right that day. I think, but
they did.
It just gives those talking points. I think VAR is a talking point of its own, which is we're going to have to get used to it. It may well filter down, but hopefully, Mace, we're not in League One for much longer, and we can start climbing and getting up. The Championship has got to be a target, and
we've got to get there next season. Like I watched it, you know, when it was on Sky not long ago, I think, on the telly, and I listened to what they're saying in the match, like the guys who talk at half time and everything, and they say that Ipswich will be up there next season. If you're an Ipswich fan, we say that every year.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yeah,
very optimistic fan base.
Yeah.
I think so. It's all pointing in the right direction, isn't it? I mean, being involved down there really 6 days a week, you get to see and hear so much. So it is very exciting, and it is all pointing in the right direction. And I think, like anything, things had to be addressed off the pitch as well as on the pitch to get the club moving forward. And just sort of going back to my involvement and what I do there and hope to deliver, you know, being a huge part of the community is massive. And, you know, we need to be, you know, strengthening those relationships with the whole of the community, you know, far and wide, you know, so, and it looks like we're going to do that. And I think that's going to help us all move forward as a club, as a community, and, you know, out of League One, hopefully at this time next year and beyond. So, yeah, one day I think it will happen, and very exciting times ahead.
Yeah, I am looking forward to next season. Like, I recently renewed my season ticket not long ago, Leeds, you know. So
you did, Mace? Yeah, I helped your mum with that. Yeah. So all being well, I hopefully will be there for games next season. But yeah, like Kitty, do you go to West Ham quite a lot, or like you've been to any of the games?
To be fair, I think it's like a few weeks ago, I went to go watch West Ham versus Aston Villa, and it was my first ever West Ham game. My brother surprised me with it, and it was my first like football experience, because like I've been a football fan for so long because my dad was a massive West Ham fan, so I support it because of him. So my brother took me to my first one, and honestly, the atmosphere and everything was unreal. Like watching football just makes me so happy. It's like I was in my happy place there. Yeah. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing going there.
Brilliant.
Yeah, West Ham doing quite well at the moment, aren't they? In Europa League semi-final, so
yeah, we're in the semi-final. I went so mad, I couldn't believe it. I was like, nah, I must be dreaming. I hope so. I wish.
Yeah,
they've had a great season. They've had a really good season. It's nice to hear
all I say is that Man United aren't doing well at the moment.
We don't talk about
that.
Man United.
No. All right. I actually spent today that they, as we're recording this today, they got a new manager, so who knows? They might do right next season.
They might do good, they might not. Who knows?
Well, no, it's Man United we're talking about.
If you the only I think
the thing is, at Everton, I feel bad for Frank Lampard because of like how sort of bad Everton's been. Like they drew last night, didn't they? Was it last night they drew?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they haven't been that great recently. I keep saying to myself, I feel bad for Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
He's ex-West Ham, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah,
He's
we
an
don't.
ex-West Ham lad.
Yeah, he is.
Anybody who was a West Ham fan would love to live down my way, because I live about only one short train ride from Stratford Station, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
very near. Yeah, so that's very near West Ham. So,
Wow.
so
I've been to the ground, but not see West Ham.
See the Olympics.
Yeah, no, it was sort of the Olympics. I think it was like the Olympic. It was something shortly after Olympics. Forgot what it's called.
Oh, anniversary, didn't they? Anniversary games.
Something where it was Usain Bolt's last race I went to see.
Oh, okay.
Usain Bolt, you had both hour running. Yeah, so it's pretty good. Yeah, but the West Ham. I wouldn't go see West Ham, but I'm not. I like seeing them doing well. I like seeing English clubs doing well. Like all in all, it'd be nice for all the English clubs to win all the European competitions.
It's a nice stadium, very, very accessible.
Yeah,
very good stadium.
Yeah,
I've been down there a couple of times. It's very good.
Yeah, I would like to go to the Tottenham Stadium, not because of liking them or anything. Well, I don't mind Tottenham, but I just like their stadium. I think it's really good. Like how they've done it.
Yeah, it's very nice there as well.
I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I feel like me living near Stratford Station is a wasted opportunity as someone that doesn't watch football. But
I mean, I don't watch it either. So.
You got the shopping centre.
Yeah, I live right near it. Yeah.
I quite like the shopping centre. It was quite nice.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Huge.
Yeah. I think
I ended up spending some ridiculous £180 in a Doc Martin shop at Westfield. So I like
brilliant.
So yeah, it's great.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that, Jack. Nothing wrong with that. What are you interested in? What are you interested in? Because we know you do your good hard work, but what are you interested in? Like hobbies and anything.
Well, I was gonna say that as I think the only non-Brit here, I would like to make it clear that they're talking about soccer.
Yeah.
Not
NFL.
Entire conversation about football when you mean soccer, but I don't want to cause a riot.
Where in the States are you from, Omer?
I'm actually from Israel. We did in the States for a few years, so I am a big fan of basketball, California team, the Warriors. So I'm a big fan of the Warriors. But currently I'm studying in the Czech Republic. Yeah, so I've traveled quite a bit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you're traveling all over the place.
For now, I'm here for 5 years, and I have that next year, my last year. And I really enjoy hiking, so it's a good thing I'm here in Europe because it's so easy to travel all over. So that's really, really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice countryside.
Yeah. You've been, have you, Lee?
Some parts of Europe, yeah, not the Czechs, but yeah. For Iceland, France, Spain, Turkey. Yeah.
Wow, my bucket list has Iceland on it. I heard it's like amazing.
Iceland is amazing, and I'd love to go back. Yeah, you have to do it. It's incredible.
Yeah, I should have gone there this year. I had to cancel it because my wife was ill.
Oh no!
Yeah, we had it all booked up. But it was great, though, is it?
Make sure you rebook it. Yeah, incredible, incredible place. We stayed in Reykjavik. We went on day trips every day. Yeah, amazing. I'd love to go back. I'd love to go in the summer because the sun doesn't set and you can play golf.
Does it? Yeah.
No.
All day.
You can play golf at midnight, which sounds quite odd.
Yeah.
But must be quite fascinating at the same time. So, yeah, we loved Iceland. We had a great time.
Yeah. I've been to France. Yeah, I went to Toulouse before the pandemic, 2019. Christmas time, went to the Christmas markets. So,
nice.
Been a while since I've been out the country though.
Yeah, just take your time, Mace. That's not going it well. Hopefully, it's not going anywhere.
Let's hope not.
But yeah, take your time, mate. That'll all, you'll be able to get going again soon, won't you?
Yeah. Let's all hope so. Yeah, let's hope. Well, this year's better. For everyone, like doing things and like going everywhere. Yeah. So before we go, because I think we've all had a really nice conversation and we've all met each other. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down all of you one by one. It's just ask you if anything you want to say before finish, like a finish up line. So Omer, you're first on my screen, so I'm going to go with you if you can start us off.
Yeah, so I would say, I think us, at least medical providers or people who are not, even I sometimes make mistakes, and I think it's completely okay to say the wrong terminology or make a mistake. It's okay if it's done, by accident, not intentionally. And if the heart is in it, if you didn't mean to and you said the wrong terminology or you did a mistake, as long as you just apologize once and move on and do try to learn. I think a lot of us medical providers don't think too much about all the different diverse people we might meet as medical providers. And it is something we need to think about more and even just be aware of it and try to read, whether it's my page, whether listen to podcasts like yours. So just always keep trying to educate ourselves a bit more and always keep an open mind and listen to the patient also.
Thanks, Omer. Like some really good advice there. And Shaun, over to you.
I just think it's really great, to meet everyone really, and like yourself, who we've sort of done the podcast and everything. It gives me a lot of encouragement for my daughter, because a few years ago when she was first diagnosed, it was quite upsetting. But I realise now that the outlook is really bright, I think, and it's really good to meet up with people from all over the world. I wasn't expecting that tonight, to be honest. I didn't expect to have people from all over the world on here. And like the lady that was from America, she sounded very interesting to me. Some of the things that she said really hit home about education, because that's where we've had a big problems with Rosie, to be honest, is everything in this country and probably the world is quite based on education, isn't it? And it's not all, that's not always, not everyone's academic. And certainly I know with my own daughter that she's definitely got something to give, and it might not be through the normal mainstream, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it does to me.
Yeah,
makes perfect sense. Well, thanks, Shaun. We're all over the world over here, so
yeah.
Thank you. Jack, you're next.
Okay, well, I would like to say to everyone on the podcast that I thoroughly enjoyed everyone's anecdotes and their life stories and what they do with their lives. It's absolutely fascinating, very interesting, it's riveting. It's absolutely beautiful in a way. And I'd say anyone at home who wants to do anything with their life, they most certainly can do it. I'm not saying it's going to be completely easy. I'm not saying the road's going to be completely smooth, but you can absolutely do it because you got it. So that's what I've got to say.
Thanks, Jack. And thank you for what you're doing, like with your acting and everything. I think it's really good for other young people, or anyone who has autism. Like, it's just saying that you can do anything. Like, even if you have autism, it doesn't stop you from doing things you like to do.
Exactly.
Thank you. So, Michael, you're up next.
Oh, lovely. I just want to say it's obviously been lovely to meet all of you, because learning like obviously different people's experiences, and I think obviously it's been lovely to meet a fellow acting person, Jack, and I think it's been really interesting because I'm not the biggest football fan, but it's also interesting about hearing what Lee's doing and what obviously with the football team, because I heard I was going to say before, but there was an article I heard about, I think it was Old Trafford Stadium were doing like a similar thing that you were doing, like it was a few years ago for like a centre room, and like so people with autism and other conditions was like what to match, and I thought that was really interesting. And Omar, it's been lovely to meet you, and Shaun, it's lovely to hear about your daughter. And Katie, it sounds like you're like really interested and well. And I just want to say overall, again, thank you, Mason, for having me. And I just want to say, I think what everyone said, obviously, I think like Shaun said, obviously, like when you first diagnose or you know someone who's diagnosed, it to me very, daunting at first scare. I know it was for me. But because obviously I have a son called Awesome Autism. So, if you've got, like I said last time, if you've got, if you know someone with autism or you have autism yourself, remind yourself or remind them, that having autism doesn't define you as part of you. And you know what? It's pretty an awesome thing to be a part of, because you get to meet so many amazing people. And one thing I know my mum always says to me is, there's the word ability and disability and the word able and disabled. So yeah, that's what I'd say about that.
Thank you, Michael. Because it's been nice having you again. Continue what you're doing, like with your music. Because you wouldn't want to stop doing that. Nali, you are up.
Thanks, Mace. No, I think just to really echo what everyone else has said in regards to what people are doing, in their own way, pushing down boundaries and expressing themselves and enjoying what they do. It's important, and I think it's quite clear, and I think we can all understand that everyone's different. We've all got our own strengths and weaknesses, and that's no different to someone that's on the autism spectrum. There's people that I know that just excel at some things and not at others, and I just think once you find your niche, and you work at it, you're going to get as much out of it as you can. And I think as long as you enjoy that, that's the most important thing. I think it's right that we do need to maybe educate ourselves a little bit more on autism and being more aware. I'm always looking to improve and to know more and to find out more and to learn more. I think we can all do that, and I think if you're a parent, I think you haven't got much choice. I think you're going to be learning all the time. I think in some cases it's not going to be as daunting as you think. I think it's going to be a wonderful thing. Just talking from experiences of a support worker. So no, it's just been really interesting and very very inspiring, just to hear people talk about what they do, the passion in what they do, and very, very clear that they're not going to be held back. And it sounds like everyone's got some great support around them as well, which is very important. So yeah, very inspiring, and be happy to be on one of these groups again, to talk, to listen, and to update what I do. I did just miss out something in my introduction, that we're looking to also promote hidden disabilities as well, which I know autism can be part of, under that umbrella, if you like. So we're working very hard at Portman Road to get everyone aware and have an understanding of the person next to them. So no, tonight has helped me, and I'll go into work with an extra bit of enthusiasm to make things work a little bit sooner. And yeah, thanks for having me on, Mace.
Yeah, it's been great having you on again, Lee, because it's good what you're doing. Like, fingers crossed, start the season, see that sensory room.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it would be great, and I think we'll get there. Yeah, it's very exciting. I come away from work yesterday very, very pleased. So yeah, fingers crossed that I deliver. It's not all talk, it's action as well. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You have to keep me updated.
I will do. I'll have you down the club, and yeah, it's nice to have been on the group. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think I'm arranging somehow to meet the new boss at some point. So
we can look into something like that. I need you down to help with one of my coaching sessions as well. So
yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, so see if we can get some wins in. Yeah. Well, thanks, Lee. It's been great having you on. Kitty, you're last, so if you just say a little bit about like you've enjoyed it and a little round off as well.
Thanks, Mason. Yeah, I was going to say this has been an amazing experience, and obviously meeting new faces. All of you seem like such lovely people, so it was great to chat with everyone. And it's been like such a great experience to like talk about my autism, stuff like that, because I'll be honest, right, I don't really talk about it a lot, as sometimes I'll be honest, I feel embarrassed sometimes. So I feel like, oh no, like they're not gonna like me or anything, like I just struggle to like talk about my autism and like my feelings. And this opportunity when Mason offered me to go on a podcast, like this is my chance now, and like actually express how I feel. Because like I'll be honest, like the school I went to, Marketfield School, that school helped me a lot. Because see, I was known as the quiet kid, of course, and I don't think I'd be who I am now if it wasn't for the school. And obviously meeting such lovely people on the journey, obviously including you guys, was actually amazing, and I really enjoyed being on here. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And like I know what you mean about feeling embarrassed. Like I think I used to feel embarrassed as well. So it's good that you're here talking about it and stuff.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Never be embarrassed.
Yep, that's it, Lee. Don't be embarrassed.
Never be embarrassed. Be proud of who you are and just be you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's it. And lastly for me, I'm going to say thanks to Jen, even though she's not here, but if she watches it over again. I'll say that. Thanks to Jen, and thanks to Lee's mic for working in the end. So
and the girlfriend's phone.
Yeah.
There's a bit of running around, but there we go.
To be fair, I think you should be mainly thanking her.
She's all right. She's watching Netflix, so she's happy.
That's a sure sorted then.
Yeah, she's occupied, Lee. Well, thank you all, and I hope everyone listening, watching enjoys this as much as we did. And thank you guys. It's been a really nice conversation with you all again.
Cheers, Mace.
Thank you, Mason.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Very
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Right, take care. Bye.
Bye.